Hello everyone, and welcome back. Hitman's already gone to the shop and I'm staring at the empty space right here. Um, we've been having some difficulties. For those of you that have been in the live stream, you know we've had some difficulties around kind of invisible tractors and people that can't see Fadman. And I think we found the reason for that, and we've just been doing some troubleshooting, and as a result we are mourning the loss of our Clayson harvester. We've had to sell that in order to get the game working properly. So I'm going to run on out to the shop and join Hitman, and we're going to start to get going, and a little bit later on in the episode Hitman's going to explain kind of what we did and what was going on, so that you guys have the picture on that one. So here
I'm
I
pretty
go.
sad about it. That was a nice little harvester.
Yeah, like I said, I think we are both mourning the loss of that one. Um, it served us well when we were doing our harvesting, and it's going to be missed. So hey there, Hitman, how are you?
Oh, just fine. Waiting around for the credit card.
Yep, credit card is here. So let's go. So obviously we said that we'd look at cultivators. Gatekeeper was very helpful and kind of pointed us towards a mod pack. Funnily enough, it was one that we'd already kind of downloaded and looked at and thought that maybe it was a little bit too modern, but we've had another look at it and it looks good.
It was modern at the time, but we're in the 60s now. We were
Yeah.
earlier before, so we've kind of grown into it.
Yeah. So we're looking at the parameter. Did we decide if we were looking at the 8-foot or the 10-foot?
The bigger one. It's
Or
the
the
one that doesn't have any discs on it.
Oh, the harrow.
That's right.
So that would be the 15 feet one.
Right.
Looks like it folds as well.
4.5 meters, which is right about where we want it to be. When the last episode we were talking about it, and we wanted something between 3 and 6. So
yeah, yeah.
it's 4.5.
So the price of that is $850. So that's a little bit unrealistic, but it's potato really at this particular point in time, considering we're suffering the loss of the Clayson. I'm not going to fuss over it. So there we go.
Well, it is just a big chunk of steel. There's really not a lot of moving parts, so it probably wouldn't cost too much.
True. So are you going to be getting in? I think we had some naming suggestions, and you're going to be getting back in the Green Beast. So our new tractors do have names. Hey, what they don't have is beacons, but there we go. We're going to need to go a bit more modern for that. So we're just going to enjoy watching Hitman's driving for now. Very nicely done. And we're just going to see if we can keep up by running behind the tractor.
I don't think so.
Yeah, these ones we could do with the older ones, but in that case I'm going to go up and over the hill if I can't keep up with you. Because that's your trick as well, isn't it? You kind of run up over here so you don't have to run around corners.
I've played this map to death, so I know a lot of the shortcuts.
So I think I'm
You
going to
beat me.
Ah, he's run me over! Okay. So, I'm going to go and get our other tractor, who, in the spirit of kind of Gertie and Bessie, is going to be called Sammy. So, he's yeah, is he cute enough to be a Sammy? I don't know, but that's what he's going to be. So, and I think I need to go and get the cedar, don't I?
Yep, the Minneapolis one.
Yeah, so we were kind of toying around with the idea of what we're going to do for seeding this next crop, and we were thinking kind of, because we need to kind of get a new harvester, whether or not we'd start with some corn, but we realised that we haven't actually done canola yet, so we're going to kind of stick with the standard crops. Well, I said the standard crops, they're all standard crops. I'm going to stick with the canola.
The reason why we were looking at corn was we had a look for another Clayson harvester just in case there was, the same one with a made by a different person, and we did actually find another Clayson, and the cutting head on it for grain is smaller. It's only a tiny bit bigger than the car, but it also comes with a corn head. So that's why we're toying with the idea of seeding corn.
Yes, but
also our old seeder there will actually seed corn.
yes, the Hassia. So that's the one over in the back there. But for the time being, we are going canola. So I'm wondering if everyone's going to want me to do first-person view again. Shall I do it? Let's give it a go. So I'm guessing you're already out there kind of doing the business?
Yep, we did a couple passes before, so you've got lots of lead time. Plus this is wider than that, so a lot of people stay ahead of you. And
Excellent.
we'll switch up at some point.
Yeah. So we'll do what we usually do. We'll do some passes on screen. We'll have our usual fun chat. I'm not going to do for this.
Did you remember to get seed?
I did remember to get seed. That was the first place I went to. But what I am going to do is I'm going to do it in third person, because trying to line this up and stuff is going to be a pain if I don't. It's a pain enough in third person, so. Dun 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 dun. Let's. What do I need to do? Let's unfold sower.
Yeah. Cultivate this grass to get rid of it.
Huh?
There's a bit of grass in the driveway here that we fixed before, so it's gone now.
Okay. We like fixed things, so. So let's see if I can get this up to 2. Can I take it up to 2? Yes, I can take it up to 2. Let's get rid of F1, because I don't need F1. And let's see if we can use the ES limiter to kind of increase speed a little bit more. Yep, we can. Watch out for that tree.
Okay, so what happened with the harvester? This is a bit of a long story, but we've got some time. By the way, did you start your timer?
I have started the timer, yes.
I forgot to start mine. Oh well.
Okay, so I can take this up to full speed. I think that's a little bit unrealistic, so I'm going to go for about 75%.
So with the harvester, we loaded into the game. We noticed during the live stream that, we had invisible. Fab was invisible to a lot of people. We had invisible tractors hauling equipment you could see, but you couldn't see the person on them, that sort of thing. And what had happened is anything we purchased after we got the Clayson M135, when you look at the log files, it would stop loading everything after that, including the player ID files. So this took quite a while for us to figure out that it was actually the Clayson, but we got it nailed down. So, our solution, we did find another Clayson. It has a cutter head about the same the size of the far. The cutter head actually looks pretty good. You'll see it if we go with that one. You'll get to see it, and it's pretty detailed. Looks good. Unfortunately, with the smaller cutter head, needs more passes. Oh well.
Yeah.
It does have a larger tank though.
Yeah, I think it's a perfect opportunity again to kind of maybe throw it open. So we have done the Clayson and kind of maybe to see if there is a next level kind of harvester that would be kind of the next generation up from the Clayson. that people might be able to suggest in the comments, and we'll have a look at those, and we'll do some extra testing just to make sure that we can use that. So obviously, prior to the next live stream, which will be be next week by the time this episode airs, I will have sold the Claysons that are in the live stream game, because it's just not worth having that hassle when we actually start up the game again. So
One thing to note is on single player, as far as I could tell, the Clayson M135 works.
oh yes,
So if you're playing alone, it's still a great mod. On multiplayer, we're not sure if it was, conflicting with another mod or what.
yeah, it just seems odd that anything after it just wasn't loading. So it could be the fact that there was something in the code that caused it to kind of prevent anything loading after it, or it could just be that
It could also just
yeah.
be the cutter head. We didn't go into it any further. And a workaround is to, if you really wanted to use it in multiplayer, you could sell the machine every time after when you're loading in the game, and then repurchase it. It's pretty cheap, so you could do that if you have a decent amount of cash.
Yeah. Oh. So yeah, so I just ran out of seed for the first time. I was supposed to be paying attention rather than just listening to the story you were telling me, which I already knew because I kind of was there for it. So but still, it's all good fun.
Well, I don't know. We spent an hour on it. I wouldn't say it was that fun.
Well, I think for my benefit, it's we now understand what's going on. So rather than it just being, oh yeah, there's this thing wrong with the game, and because it's kind of frustrating being that I'm trying to host a game, and I just want it to work, really. So I guess the point was we were fairly sure there was a mod somewhere, but we thought it was the Fords, and apparently it's not. Or if it is the Fords, it's also the Clayson as well. But there you go. So, of course, the advantage we've got with this by doing the canola is that we don't have the straw afterwards. So what we could do is we could also see if we can go and plough and cultivate a field to do grass for the... Oh, I didn't...
Yeah, we've got tons of straw for cows. We saved... The forage wagon has a bunch in it, plus there's a bunch over there already.
Yeah.
So we've got lots of straw. So.
Yeah, I wasn't so much worried about that. I was thinking of it would give us the time by not doing the straw to have an episode where we can go and establish the field to get the grass for the cows, because we're going to want grass for them as well. At least I think we do.
Yep.
So...
I mean, we could cheat and go around and cut the edges of all the fields.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we can't. Oh, this is the one that I went and plowed them all down, so never mind.
Yeah, we'd have to kind of be fighting with trees for that from what I'm seeing from my view, because I can see grass, but it's all right the way in the trees. So I think we'd be having fun to do that. So yeah. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to carry on seeding and cultivating, and as we normally do, we'll probably swap around about the halfway mark. So until we get there, I think we'll probably just sign off for now. Well, I say sign off for now. We'll probably just pause the recording, but we'll still be talking to each other and If there's any dirt, we'll fling back in at a moment's notice.
Now
And
these are green tractors. We should be okay.
green tractors means no dirt. Okay. I'm liking that idea. We'll test and prove the theory very shortly. So yeah, we'll be back shortly. So we've successfully gone around the trees, and we've realised the first, well, I say the most major dirt that's already been made by me. We had a seed tractor, a seed trailer even, and I haven't been using it, so I've been going out to the thingy all the time and being really inefficient. So I think Hitman's looking to swap over because he's just brought that out, so thank you, sir. So I'll go and get in. You can have Sammy, and I'm going to have the green beast. As I said earlier, we should call it the green beast. But
It's funny, I watched Johnny English last night and you sounded like John Malkovich on that.
So yes, Johnny English is a good movie. It's a funny movie.
I think there's a second one coming out.
I think the second one, yeah, the second one is already out, I think, or
Okay.
has been out, I think.
No, not really what you call with the times.
That's alright.
I
I'm
don't
sure.
even know what time it is.
13:29 in game.
Made me get that 2x4.
You keep threatening me with that. Especially after I knighted you live on the internet. Don't turn around, don't turn around, don't turn around, don't turn around. Okay, turn around now.
Did you derp already?
No, not at all. I just said don't turn around. I was making funny faces behind your back.
Or maybe you were singing a song.
Yeah, well, I seem to have been doing a lot of that lately, and I don't seem to have lost any subscribers yet, so, I don't know. I mean, half of the live stream seems to have been me kind of singing different songs. But, yeah. So, here we are again, more kind of up and down the field action. I think, Dare's not particularly envious of us for using the equipment that we're using to do this dirty great big field. So I think did he comment on that in one of his episodes? I seem to recall he may have done. But
I couldn't tell you.
well, there you go.
I'm really behind on my YouTube videos. Been playing
Yes.
Feed the Beast so much, and it lags me to watch and play at the same time.
Yeah, so I'm quite behind on all of Dare's farming simulator. I've caught up on the Grand Theft Auto and all of the other stuff. But of course I watch a lot of Das as well, because of course recording with her I really appreciate the videos even more. So I'm going to kind of do that. Get rid of that grass. So we're back to road there. But yeah, so I mean, Das has picked up the Eva land, and I was really kind of sad when Dare stopped that one, because I was really looking forward to what came next, and now I'm going to get to find out. So there we go. Right. I suppose you're going to be doing a far better job seeding than I am, and I'm going to kind of try and get this cultivated.
Well, that thing's half again wider than this, so you should be able to stay ahead of me.
Yeah, so if I stay ahead of you, and then hopefully by the time I get to the other end, I can maybe go and pick up the Hassia seeder, and we can try and do some double seeding action.
Either that or
The fertiliser, yeah, that's a good point.
Never any shortage of things to do on the farm.
Exactly. I mean, you're always full of good ideas for things that I can go and do that might be useful. Stand in the corner, for example. Shut the hell up is another good one.
Now, when have I ever said that on the video?
you've never said it to me. You've actually never said it to anyone. You have politely asked people to kind of refrain from making so much noise because
Because I'm old and they're irritating me.
well, I find it after after a live stream night, my ears are kind of bleeding, so I kind of I have to take my headset off pretty soon thereafter and kind of get off TeamSpeak, because having so many people in my head occupying that space is just exhausting. So, not that I don't enjoy it, because I really do enjoy it, but it just
Takes a lot out of you.
it does. Especially when you're trying to kind of keep up with the chat, you're trying to kind of keep everyone entertained and keep it interesting and such like. So, and trying to keep the other people in line as well as much as possible. So, so yeah. Right, so we'll be back a little bit when I'm kind of getting towards the end of this cultivating and see how Hitman's getting on. And yeah, so we'll see you all in a little bit. Okay, so kind of getting on for the end of the field. I seem to have missed a bale, so I'm going to have to kind of push that either to the side of the field or the edge of the field somewhere. So, fortunately the cultivator's kind of grabbed hold of it for the minute. But I could have sworn I'd picked up all the bales, but maybe not.
Maybe it was an invisible bale.
Maybe it was one of the UFO bales and it came in for a landing. Crash landing.
Good. Didn't make a circle, did it?
I don't think so. I don't think we allow circles, do we? Because it's straight lines only. Hitman's rules. So, there we go. Let's get this final bit done, and then I can go and find the fertiliser. And then we'll be nearly done for another day of hard work on the farm. Like you say, there's never any shortage of work to do, is there?
Nope.
So, woo! Try and drive from the front. Okay, now we're going to in-cab. Just so that we can go and get rid of this. So I'm guessing I'm gonna X to fold that up. So yeah. Hey there, Gertie! So yeah. Was there anywhere specific you wanted me to put this cultivator in front of the other one?
Oh yeah, may as well. We
Okay.
won't be using the other one again, I don't imagine. Goes to the museum.
Yeah. Indeed. So let's just kind of park this up. Yeah, we need to figure out where our museum's going to be. Maybe we need to buy a field for that. I don't know.
Either that or just use that big empty building where we have the tractors.
Oh yeah, that too. That can work. Lots. Oh. Sorry,
Placeable mods.
I'm
Placeable buildings mod.
sorry, I'm obsessing at the moment. I hadn't
Okay.
I hadn't realised that on the back of this cultivator, they've actually got the Union Jack on the
Yep.
on the bars. That's brilliant. That I love that. So there you go. That's gained the official seal of approval right there and then. Not that it hadn't done already from helping me kind of sort the field out, but. And were we using the red fertiliser spreader? No, is that a yes, it is a fertiliser spreader.
I can't remember which one we used.
Because I don't think we're due for a new one yet, are we? Did we get the fertiliser? Yes, we did get the fertiliser thing. So if I'm going to kind of run across the yard, and I'm going to go and get the major, I think. Because you've got Gertie out there with the seed tray, with the seed trailer. I'm going to go and get them. Actually, I'm not going to get the major. I'm going to get old Bessie. Because I did like old Bessie.
I don't know if she'll start. She's been sitting there a long time.
Ah, she's starting. She's a good old gal. So, gonna go and get that. And then I don't have to kind of fill up back at the fertiliser thingy. Or actually, I could place it the other end of the field. Although hopefully I won't have to fill up too much.
How are we doing for time?
Yeah, we're doing alright for the moment. So I think I'll just get started on the fertilisation. And then we'll probably cut until you're pretty much finished, I suppose. So there we go, so that's Bessie there. Let's go and find the green beast. How do you feed the green beast? I wonder.
You drive it over to that red tank and you press R.
Ah, that sounds like a good way to feed the green beast. And rather than, yeah. So there we go. So, which side shall we start? Or shall I just do something completely random and we're going to start in the middle? Because reasons.
You know what would be neat in this game is if you could, you had a distillery and you could put grains in it and then fuel up from it for free.
That could be interesting.
That's the way they used to do it. Every farm had a still.
Yes. So let's see how fast we can go with this. I think that'll do. 85% will work for me. So, yeah, so I think we're going to I'm just going to crack on and do this fertilisation. Hitman's still seeding, so for the time being we'll kind of pause the record again, and we'll be back as we're pretty much finished and we're ready to kind of wrap up for the day. So, yeah, stand by. Okay, so I'm just kind of finishing up the very last bit of fertilising, I think. Or am I? Did I finish the other side of the field?
I don't know.
So, I don't know, I'm going to go and fill up this humongous great big fertiliser and check that out.
You went by me, I didn't even realize you had something on the back. It looked like your tractor was on fire. It was a tiny fertilizer.
Yeah, well, there you go, you see. That's possibly what we get for picking some interesting... No, I haven't finished the other side of the field, so I'm going to finish that and then we'll be back again. So, stand by everybody. Okay, so I know what my next job is. We've just finished the fertilising. And I need to finish my job from last time. Really, don't I? Otherwise, it's just not good.
I'm considering grabbing a plow, and all these little light bits mean the fertilizer didn't hit it because it's not plowed.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about just going around and hitting all those while I can see them, and yeah, it'll tear up the seedy parts a little bit, but oh well.
Well, that's not the end of the world, is it? So...
Being a perfectionist is rough. It's a hard life.
Indeed.
Why I couldn't ever be a real farmer, I think. As you go by trying to scoop up one bale.
Yeah, well...
See, I'm not the only one.
I'm not leaving it out there, that's for sure. Because what will happen is we'll just forget about it, and then it'll be there, and then in episode 205 or something, it'll be kind of, did we ever pick that bale up?
No, we kicked it all the way over to field 13.
Yeah. So, and you're practically done with the seeding now, I think. So,
Yep, down and back should do it.
excellent. So, do we need to kind of show everyone how we put the equipment away again, or are you happy for us to kind of sign off from here and say, well, that we call it good?
Yeah, how's our time left?
And we're pretty much to time, so.
Oh, I think people don't really need to see us put things away, so I guess we'll be seeing everyone next week.
Yeah, so yeah, until next week, take care, folks.